Hello, Frugal Force. Once again, this is Captain Frugal reporting for duty, and today I want to talk about a interesting topic. Now, granted, I will say this has been covered a lot. I am well aware of this, but I want to point out a different aspect of it, and that's the Emerald City Comic-Con convention excludes white heterosexual men from meetups. This was on Brett Bart. It was also found on PJ Media. You could find this article at a lot of articles about this on several different sites. But in general, white heterosexual males have been systematically excluded from all pre-convention industry meetups at this year's Emerald City Comic Convention in Seattle. Okay. According to the convention website, there are 3 mixers and meetups for all members of the comic book and publishing industry: artists, writers, editors, and those who are looking for work in the industry. Now, here's a key point. I want to point that out. Who are looking for work in the industry. When you're going for a job, you are not allowed to exclude people based on gender. But you cannot be a white heterosexual male and attend? Think about that. According to descriptions of the events, every single one of them is aimed at one minority or another, and none welcome white heterosexual men. The ECCC meetup schedule on the convention website features a mixer for industry women and genderqueer participants. There is a second mixer for industry people of color. Then there is one for LGBTQIA insiders. Once again, here's a point. This is the issue people like John Malin and things have been bringing up on the political side, but we're also getting it by this. Ideology is blocking potential people in the job field. I don't know about you, but that's discrimination. This is purely discrimination. But apparently white males are excluded, it says, from these events where people meet to pass resumes, shake hands, and meet with industry insiders to look for future employment and opportunities. So in other words, you are not welcome if you're a white male. John Della Rose, a Hispanic comics and science fiction writer, and by the way, if you don't follow his work and things, I strongly suggest checking it out. Okay. He pointed out the bias on his website, saying that the lack of events for white men is part of the flurry of discrimination seen in a number of recent conventions. And he's absolutely right there. PJ Media's Megan Fox was contacted by another comics fan who was similarly shocked by the blatant discrimination. The source who wanted to remain anonymous. And I don't blame him, because otherwise that person is going to get a fury of attacks, being called a homophobe and everything. It's nothing about that. You're not that. We just want equality for everybody. Now, here's another thing. If you think the industry is so equal in things, what do you think? You know, this is a topic that Bleeding Cool would be jumping on. I mean, if you fart sideways and you're a conservative, Bleeding Cool's Rich Johnston will be all over it. But let's look what happens when Rich Johnston gets asked about this. Kevin Oakley on a tweet said to Rich Johnston and Bleeding Cool, covering this story, ? And look at Rich's answer. No, it's Bullocks. Really? A blatant case of discrimination? And this is Bullocks? But yet look at all the other stuff Rich Johnston has covered. Once again proves that his website that he is a part of, he doesn't own it, he's a big part of it though, is clearly a ideologue website filled with propaganda and no facts, because anything that's truly for equality he doesn't care about. He doesn't care about the story unless it's painting a particular agenda. And that to me is absolutely sickening. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think Rich Johnston's right and this is Bullocks, or is this clearly a case of discrimination? From my pure standpoint, I will say I think this is 100% discrimination and is not allowed in the workplace. So let me know your comments. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit like and subscribe and hit that notifications bell. Also, feel free to spread the word and help me out with this channel. And if you really want to help even more, that we have a Patreon link down below. Feel free to click on that. Help Little Frugal, myself, and American Dream, and the rest of the family all out. We'd greatly appreciate it. And until next time, keep it frugal.